Good morning.
I'm Carrie.
I'm Jeannine.
And we are from the Passionate Home in Langley. And here we are on the floor.
On the floor.
We like to change things up. Every Friday we are here at 9:30 to share some ideas with you. So welcome. If you're there, please say hello and good morning and where you're from. And Krista's here behind the camera if you have any questions. Today we're going to talk gallery walls.
Yeah.
Right? And just share some ideas on what to hang, how to hang it, and a big shout out to my mom, because this was kind of her idea. She moved about a year ago and she brought us some old frames and she said, you should talk about gallery walls. And I'm like, okay. So good morning, Mom, if you're watching, and thank you for this idea. So if you are there, we hope you are going to enjoy what we're going to do. We're going to show you maybe three tons of ideas. We'll see where it goes. So, Jeannine, why don't you talk about what we've got already started?
Let's jump right in. So Renata gave us all these frames. They were different. So the silver, wood, they were all different colors, right? So we just wanted to bring them together with a little bit of chalk paint and show just how to make a cohesive look.
Because chalk paint sticks to almost any surface.
It does, yeah. Even I think some of these are plastic, so it looks really cute. I love. We just photocopied some different artwork onto brown paper that we have behind us here, and we stamped some with the IOD stamps. And then it looks so beautiful. Like we've kind of got a nature theme going here, so we put in some of Lori's plaques that she made the couple weeks ago.
If you didn't see Lori's video on how to make these plaques with chalk paint and IOD, it's amazing. Right. But look at how beautifully this all goes together.
And I think you just got to think about your color palette, right? There's lots of neutrals going on here with the black frames, and then there's black in each one of these. And I love how we've repeated it 3 times, right? So this outside with no frame is repeated. They're the same size. This setup, we're not worried so much about lining up everything. It's kind of more of an organic shape,
yeah.
Right? So I have no set line on this. I think it just works. I love that this setup would look nice pretty much anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Like above a bed, this is kind of more horizontal, so it would really work well.
So what I love about it is that we've taken reclaimed frames. So you may have frames at home that you can just pull out, and they're all different because as styles change, the colors change. You could just paint them all. We've chosen graphite here, but you could choose whatever goes in your decor. And also, some of them have matting in them, the old matting, and you could also use the chalk paint on the matting, right?
Yeah.
To have, to make everything flow and match as well.
Right? Like I have a wedding photo that has a dark green matting, and I mean, it was in style at the time.
Yeah, it was.
But now, I think I'm going to paint it white. Just update it a bit. Mm-hmm. So if you wanted to switch this out to a family theme, right? Like
you totally could, yeah.
Like we should put some family photos in these frames.
I'm
gonna scoot. So you just drop in your family photo instead. And what about just?
There's my family.
You could add in some more of your family kind of oriented signs and that kind of thing. Put a big family underneath, and then have your family photos, right?
So remember, a gallery wall doesn't just have to be pictures.
Oh,
it could be. Sorry.
No, that's okay. And if your last name started with a P, you could work in the letter P or passionate or
P for passionate.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see that we've got signs, we've got art, we've got lettering.
Yeah.
All these things are good to create a gallery wall. It doesn't just have to be a picture.
Exactly.
Are people watching us? Are they liking this idea?
Natty Mark says, good morning. It's good to be alive.
Yes.
And Maggie says she's painted matting with great success. So.
Oh, good. Do you remember we had a customer in and she had that beautiful painting?
Piece of artwork, yeah.
Yeah, and it was gold. And we're like, oh my God, are you sure you're going to paint the frame? And she painted it white and it looks so stunning. Just changed the whole, I know that's not gallery wall stuff.
No, but it just helps outfit your art. You can bring it together with a cohesive look.
Mark says mirrors.
Of course.
Yes, we're going to, actually Mark has a great gallery wall in his home.
Oh yeah?
So let's change this up and talk about Sid Dickens.
Yeah.
Should we do that?
Let's do it.
Okay. So, real life, it's going to take a second here. We'll move these out of the way.
Jody says hello.
Good morning. So actually, let's just talk about the brown paper we have here. So a lot of people wonder, how do I hang a gallery wall?
Right.
And if you know the certain space you're going to use, you could actually map that out with brown paper.
Yeah.
And then we suggest, like, measure the space on the wall, cut the brown paper, put it on the ground. And the ground is a great way to lay out and change, because you can easily move things around rather than hammering holes in the wall and moving things around. Does that make sense? And then when you love it,
yeah, so then when you've got everything in place, just draw a line on your paper. Then I usually flip it over, see how it's hung. So this one doesn't really have anything. I might put 2 tiny little nails. So I'm gonna like just kind of, once I have my line, then I'm gonna measure down. Okay, I think I should put a nail there, and there. I just know exactly where to put all my nails.
the other thing too is if you had, I'm trying to find one, but let's say it had 2 little nails here.
Yeah.
You could do it with the tape, right?
Totally.
Ouch.
Love this idea. I use it all the time.
Oh,
Yeah. Right?
yeah.
And then boop, boop for where your holes are, and then you could do that.
Yeah, you have it drawn out, and okay, perfect. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Tips. That's what you're here for, people.
Okay, St. Dickens. Now, I think St. Dickens looks beautiful pretty much any way you lay them out. But what about putting them in a big antique frame, right?
So some of these old frames, I've got a ton of them at home, but often they have hideous pictures inside. You can get them at the thrift store.
Yeah.
Push out that, oil painting with the lady with the bowl and the red dress. And
I'm just gonna reach over you and call
you could totally paint this any color, even though this is fabric. You can use the chalk paint on it.
Right.
And look at what Ginny's doing here.
So I didn't want to bring down all of the St. Dickens tiles, but you can see how I would double them here, and it would just look beautiful and framed, and you could start building on this. So this gives you a great center point on your gallery wall. You could stop here, or you could start spreading out, right?
Yeah.
I thought, like, just for size reference, these would look really beautiful beside it on each side. There's 2 of these. So you can just see how you're going to start spreading out. We've got a flower theme going on, and just go from there. I think it's so pretty.
Gorgeous.
So you can create a gallery wall in a hallway, above a couch, above your bed, even in your kitchen. I mean, wherever you have space.
Right.
And so as St. Dickens is a collection, let's talk about collections.
Okay, so what about in your kitchen, right?
Should we take these out?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's keep this frame. I think that actually would be really pretty.
Okay. Let's be careful with the St. Dickens
Yeah,
tiles.
okay. So I brought a couple things from home. So you can hang, look how I've done this. I've used some tuck tape on the back with a little twist tie, and that's how I'm hanging this little plate.
Oh, Jeannine, that's a good idea.
I happen to have tuck tape at the moment because we're doing a reno. So.
Do you know what? How I hang mine is I like put a nail on the top and a nail at the bottom, and I have to like rest it in there.
Like
You're so much smarter. So how would you hang the rolling pin?
So I would tie some little like brown jute around here and then tie it to the wall on a little nail. Yeah.
Amazing.
So this is a little different than I have it hung at home, but you can start to see how you just bring together a bunch of stuff, right? You can put greenery in here.
I love this. I love it. Stop. I love it. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So
I love this.
Would you consider this a gallery wall?
I would.
I would.
Yeah.
Right?
Even if you just had a collection of silver plates, you could do all the silver. But I love this. And you know what I wanted to add is, can you get that hook there with the bird?
Oh, yeah.
Because when you're talking about how to hang the rolling pin, let's just say you could.
Could you put them on like that?
Well, you could, but I guess I was thinking that you would do maybe like this,
right.
and then a beautiful
That
chain
makes
or
sense.
something like
Yeah.
that. These little hooks. You can, of course, they don't have to be this hook, but they're great also for hanging art because you could have
sure.
string or rope.
Yeah.
And then
like this piece, right?
Exactly.
So you could just hang them like that, and then you're going to fill in the void spaces with other
I love
Mm-hmm.
pieces.
this. Do people love this?
Yeah, yeah.
This is such a great idea.
Jody says very cute. Mark loves this idea.
Yeah, I really do too.
I love it
I would
too.
never thought of hanging a rolling pin. And did you? Or is this painted with chalk paint? Or?
I found it that way.
Oh, okay.
I know. It's original. But just old cutting boards. Like, this one is all beat up, and I'm not going to use it because I found it, like, vintage-wise, right? I mean, I could.
Yeah.
But I just want to hang it on my wall. They all have these little holes. Yeah.
Beautiful. Love it. Love it. Love it. I kind of want to show this. This is an old book I got at the thrift store, and it's how to paint flowers. But I've kept it because these pictures inside are gorgeous. So if
pretty.
you wanted to create a gallery wall, having things like of like, so if you wanted to do all florals or all oil paintings of ships, or depending on what your decor is. But could you imagine these all framed, even, you know, 6 of them, and then you could add little things like this in there. What are these anyways? We have them here at the store. You can paint them, but they're just like a decorative piece, right? Architecture.
Right. It's a plinth, isn't it?
A what?
I think a plinth.
So also I have like an old calendar that I kept because I loved the pictures in it, or old books, and frame those things. If you wanted to create a bedroom that was like say you have a little boy who loves to explore, you could cut up an old map or pages from an old book and just frame them. Right?
So pretty.
Look at. Okay, so that's another idea to create a gallery wall.
Okay. I'm gonna shift this out here.
Let's create a little bit of a vintage one. Now, we don't have this planned, but I'm going to give you...
I know. I'm like, how's this gonna work out?
I don't know. Let's see. Here's another idea. One of my...
I love this idea.
One of my weaknesses are old frames, and I love to hang different animals inside.
Right.
Oh, is this going to sit? Well, you get the idea. He would be here. He's going to fall over a little bit. But let's create a little bit of a vintage...
You have your gold mirror over
Yes.
there. And you know what? Like, I think just mixing stuff. So let's just put this mirror over here. Can we put, look at the space. I feel like it's just screaming for a Sid Dickens style too, right? So I think you just kind of got to lay it out and see what starts to work.
Could you do that? Or
Oh,
no, it's maybe not big
Maybe
enough.
the wrong color. I don't know. You could gild it.
You could.
And then, just start building out. Like, you could put a little pop of greenery on top of this
Mark,
coral shell.
Mark says, how much is the frame on the top?
Oh,
He's on his way.
This is out of Carrie's office. This one's for sale. Would you like that? And then even you could start putting greenery on your mirror.
I love that idea. Hanging things
Right?
within. Yeah, I love that. I mean, this is even just beautiful.
Right?
This is gorgeous.
I love this.
And just all vintage things. Nothing really matches.
Exactly.
But it flows together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
And it's just lots of different shapes. And so pretty.
Lots of shapes, sizes, even different colors, but yet you see the continual thing of the gold. you know,
Right.
So there is some repeat to it.
Yeah.
I made a list of things, so I want to make sure we talked about everything. Repainting frames, like
For sure.
right? You could use Annie Sloan chalk paint for that.
Yeah.
Using different things. You had the little dog
Yeah.
head, right?
Yeah,
The
the
little
dog.
dog head you could use. Just hanging empty frames. If they're beautiful frames like this one is with lots of detail.
Yeah.
And then
Like,
just like that.
So pretty.
Or actually, hang on, where is that? This is a popular thing to do when you have, you can change it up seasonally.
Right.
And just kind of clip them inside the frame.
so pretty.
Yeah. Signs,
Oh, yeah.
right?
We've got
I meant to bring a sign, but you could add your family sign to this, right?
Yeah.
Or one that says, love you more. I have that on my gallery wall.
This is almost
Family.
right?
Oh well. Letters, you could totally add the letter P to the end, right where you are if you
Right.
wanted. I mean, you could really expand here. We talked about using the brown paper. You could hang plates.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah,
If
like
you
that
had-
silver tray I had. Yeah.
Exactly.
You can do more things.
Mixing shapes and sizes. We talked about using old books and framing old books.
Yeah.
Or framing
your
old
beautiful piece of art.
calendars. Exactly.
Why not
yeah.
add some really pretty
Exactly, yeah. Another thing I wanted to mention, again, it's about gallery wall and brown paper, is years ago I did daycare, and I rolled out a piece of, for you people who have kids or grandkids, I rolled out a piece of brown paper on the ground, and the kids just painted it. They walked across it, they finger painted it, and then I cut it into strips and gave each child their roll of paper. So it was kind of like a community art project. And then I framed 2 of them for my kids and hung it on the wall. So for a kid's room, that's a great way of showing them that they're creating art, even just with their feet, and this is beautiful weather to do that. And you can also add it into your family wall, right?
Speaking of our family wall, should we show our yeah.
Well, yes.
I'm surprised nobody's asked us about.
So when you're creating your family wall,
make sure you have your boyfriend in there.
I'm surprised nobody's asked.
So you want to put the biggest picture in the middle. Thanks for being here, Brian.
So cute. Okay, what about this?
Yeah. These are more unconventional things. This is what do you call this?
This one I don't have the word for.
Yeah, this
medallion.
Is a medallion. And this is where the chandelier would come out. It usually goes on your ceiling. But look at the texture on this. And this is a homemade arrow.
Right.
You can have things going vertically and horizontally and just create. You can see how we can just keep creating this.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, all this stuff looks beautiful together. So pretty.
So a lot of the stuff, it's fun to use what you already have. We've got lots of things here at the store. The thrift store, of course, when next time you go, you're going to look at things differently.
Right.
I want to talk about next week, talking about all these things. So every Friday, Jeannine and I get together and share ideas at 9:30 here at the store or on location. And next week we're going to try something different. So we hope you're going to tune in.
We're going to invite all the staff in, our whole team, see who can make it, who can't. And we're going to do a little confession, right?
Yeah. We're going to talk about the difference between hoarding and collecting. So often when we taught workshops before, we would ask people, who else has a garage full of furniture?
Right.
And half the table would go, I do. And I said, well, that's a different conversation, but that's a conversation we're going to have next Friday. And we're going to make some confessions and talk hoarding.
Is
versus
it hoarding
collecting?
or collecting?
Yeah. So we hope you got lots of great ideas from today's gallery wall. And thanks for joining us on the floor here at the Passionate Home. And we look forward to next week.
Yeah.
So until then, stay safe and happy creating.